Recently, somebody reminded me of a little parable that was written by the 19th century philosopher Søren Kierkegaard about two guys who break into a jewelry store at midnight, and they did something very strange. They didn't steal anything, they just switched the price tags on all the merchandise. They took the really high price tags off the valuable stuff and put them on the costume jewelry and vice versa. So when the store opened the next day, and for several weeks until this deed was discovered, people were buying, diamond rings for the equivalent of just a couple of dollars, and costume jewelry, cheap necklaces for thousands. And Kierkegaard summarized his point this way. He said, the people of my day have no ability to tell the truly valuable from the virtually worthless. And his parable, I think, friends, applies so well to the times in which we live, too. An age where many people would seem to believe that things like, that our achievements are more important than our character, that to get even with somebody, that's priceless, to forgive them, that's cheap, and that, looking good is more valuable than being good. Kierkegaard, he also believed that the church of his day had switched the price tags too by really valuing its traditions and its programs over people actually following Jesus. Well, for me, and I think for a lot of people, friends, one of the most important keys for us to recalibrate, to get the right price tags, the right value of things, is to be constantly engaged in the scriptures, on our own, and also kind of in conversation with other people. Just this morning I was going through our Bible reading reflection guide, and I came across these words from Ephesians chapter 4, which said this. It said, be completely humble, gentle, and patient, bearing with each other in love. Now, I know the value of these because I've read this passage before. I've read other scripture before that lifts these qualities up. But today even, I needed to be reminded and reinforced in these because frankly, it's not the way most of life seems to work. Today, there's some things I really want to get done that involve working with other people. And it's not obvious that being humble, gentle, patient, forbearing is the way to go. Think about it. If you want to get your kid to clean her room, don't you need to be a little bit, assertive, demanding, and maybe even a little threatening? Well, in the short run, maybe that is how it works, which is why it's tempting to put a higher price tag on things like, assertiveness and being demanding. But as I keep coming back to Scripture, friends, I'm reminded of the greater value of the way of Jesus. And as I don't just read the words, but really reflect on them, I recognize again that it's His way that involves things like humility, gentleness, patience, and forbearance, that this is the way to really build people up. And in the long run, that gets more done, doesn't it? Well, friends, in the world around us, and sometimes in the church too, the price tags, they get switched. Qualities that are less valuable are valued greatly, and ones that are priceless, get put on the clearance sale rack. That's why I so need, and so do you, by the way, to keep coming back to the scriptures on our own, in conversation with others, to recalibrate, to see again what's really valuable and worthwhile. Thanks for your time today, friends.